You've probably heard someone say that food is medicine, but that idea can cause some real harm. That's what we're going to talk about today. So before we get started with this, if you are new here, my name is Sarah. I'm a registered dietitian, and this whole channel is about food and nutrition stuff. So if you're into that sort of thing, then make sure that you subscribe. Now, today we're going to be talking about this idea that food is medicine, or that food should be medicine. And this is an idea that has appealed to me in the past, and honestly, it still kind of appeals to me now. Food absolutely plays a role in our health, and I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm a dietitian. I know the impact that food and nutrition can have on just health in general, but also the impact that medical nutrition therapy can have on someone who is healing from an injury or someone who needs to eat a certain diet because of a medical condition. But this idea of food as medicine can go too far, and when that happens, it can really cause harm. What I'm talking about is when people overstate the impact that nutrition can have and even sometimes turn to food instead of medical treatment. And the thing that pushed me to make this video and talk about this now is something that happened recently. I read a story about a YouTube channel, and on the YouTube channel there are two different people, and one of those people had cancer. And in the videos, they were advocating for a certain diet as a treatment for the cancer, and this person was also foregoing medical treatment. Sadly, the person on this channel who had cancer ended up dying from her disease, and this is what has caused the stir and the news and the talk about this whole situation. Now, I don't want to talk about this channel or these people specifically because really it's not about them. This is not an isolated incident. It's really about this idea that food is medicine. We've heard stories before about people who promote removing certain foods or always eating other foods or drinking green juice or whatever as treatment for serious medical conditions, and often as a replacement for standard medical care. And this sort of thing is really dangerous. Yes, food and nutrition are an important part of health, but food is not some sort of magical cure for every ailment. These things also vary as far as how nefarious they are. At one end of the spectrum, you have a person who really does have cancer or a brain tumor or some other medical condition, and who really has decided to forego medical treatment and instead try to cure their condition with diet. It's a dangerous message, but it is honest. At the other end of the spectrum, you have people who lie about having a medical condition and claim that they have cured themselves with diet, and then they encourage other people to do the same. They sell books and programs about their magical diet and about their story and how they were able to cure their disease, and people who actually have that disease buy into it, when really it's just a lie that preys on vulnerable people to make money and gain followers. Another side of this is the disease prevention side. People who tell you that if you eat a certain way, you will never get sick or never have a chronic disease, when that simply isn't true. Again, yes, food can play a role in these sorts of things, but it isn't the only factor involved. Plus, we're all going to die eventually. And this sort of message that what you eat will save you from every illness or every disease is harmful for a couple different reasons. First, it can cause shaming within a group of people that eat a certain way. So they might say that person must be lying about eating this way because if they were really doing it, they never would have gotten sick. Or they must not have been doing the diet hard enough, or they must have been doing it wrong. For the individual, they might beat themselves up wondering what they did wrong, or they might feel cheated because they did everything right and they still ended up getting sick. They thought they could prevent something like this. They thought it all was within their power. They sacrificed so much only to end up sick anyway. Now, I understand where this desire to turn to food comes from. It is true that food can be a factor in the development of disease. It is true that food can be a part of managing the symptoms of a condition or help you to heal from something. It is true that many of us have seen someone prescribed a medication or go through some sort of medical treatment when really there was an underlying dietary issue, and if someone had looked at the food and the lifestyle stuff first, then maybe some of these other things could have been avoided. But we can't take these true things to the extreme and think that food can cure every ailment, or that medicine is somehow bad or dangerous, or that we don't need it. We need to be using all of the tools in our toolbox, and we need to understand what each of them can do and cannot do. They all have a place, and when we use any of them inappropriately, it can cause serious problems. And I'd love to hear what you think about this sort of things, or if you have any questions about it in the comments. And if you happen to be new here and you want more healthy eating tips and nutrition info and videos like this one, then make sure that you subscribe, because eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle really doesn't have to be complicated, and I want to show you how to do it. And if you want to watch some more videos, I have a couple linked over here that you might like. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.